So in this video, we're going to go over the new update that just dropped today in College Football 26. Now, the biggest thing that changed was obviously the rosters, but we're going to get into that after we do the Road to CFP. Now, this is only for Road to CFP. I don't play Dynasty. I don't play Ultimate Team. So I don't know what's going on with those modes. I'm strictly speaking to my Road to the College Football Playoff players. The biggest thing that changed was the tiers and the teams within those tiers, right? So I'm going to do a comparison on what the tiers were before and what they are now. I'm going to go through each tier and I'm going to break down what has changed in each one. There's a lot of changes, a lot of changes. So I'm going to go through here. So we're going to go through tier 1 first. Teams that stayed the same: Alabama, Georgia stayed the same. Now you'll see these movers right now with Alabama. So this is the new tier 1. This is what we'll do. We'll go over the new tier 1s and then we'll go over the old tier 1s. Okay. So Alabama is still tier 1, Georgia tier 1, Indiana, LSU, Miami, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, Texas, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, and those are all the tier 1s now. The tier 1s before were just Alabama, Georgia. It was Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, Penn State, Ohio State, Oregon, Texas, and Georgia. Now you have teams that came from tier 3, which was Texas Tech. Texas A&M came from tier 2. And Miami came from tier 2. Indiana also came from tier 3. So these are the biggest jumpers. Now let me know below, do you feel like these teams are valid to be in these tiers? I think every team belongs in this tier except for Indiana, Texas Tech, and Penn State. Penn State is wishy-washy. I think that their defense kind of carries, but I think that they could be in tier 2 along with Indiana and Texas Tech. I think they would be great tier 2s, just not good enough for tier 1. Tier 1 is a team where everybody's good at every position. I don't feel like they're the best at every position on those 3 teams. Now, tier 2 has seen the most increase from before. A lot of these teams were in tier 3. I mean, this one is such a big jump that, like, there's so many teams that jumped up that I feel like there's no need to even go over what teams were here before. I'll go through them for you. Arizona State, Auburn, BYU, Clemson, Duke, Florida, Illinois, Louisville, Michigan, Missouri, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, SMU, Tennessee, USC, Utah, Washington. Those are all the tier 2s now. A lot of these teams came from tier 3. There was no team that came from tier 1 and went down to a tier 2. Every tier 2 came from tier 3 or below, right? ASU a tier 3, Auburn a tier 3, BYU a tier 3. Clemson was the only team that moved down in tier. Which, if you're going to move Penn State, if you're going to keep Penn State at tier 1, I don't agree with that move in tier 2 with Clemson, personally. And then, as you see right now, you're like, oh my gosh, what is going on with these teams? Because you might be thinking in your head the roster before, but once I show you the rosters now, you'll start to understand why these teams are where they are. Okay, we'll go over to tier 3s. Arizona, Arkansas, Baylor, Boise State, Boston College, Buffalo. These 2 already off the bat, I don't understand. Okay, Boston College came from tier 4. Buffalo came from tier 5. Boise State is very solid for tier 3, but I don't understand these 2. Cal, Cincy, Colorado, Florida State, Georgia Tech, Houston, Iowa, Iowa State, Kansas, Kansas State, Kentucky, Maryland, Michigan State, Minnesota, Mississippi State, NC State, North Carolina, Northwestern, Oregon State, Pittsburgh, Rutgers, San Diego State, South Carolina, Syracuse, TCU, Tulane, UCF, USF, Vandy, Virginia, Virginia Tech, Wake Forest, West Virginia, Wisconsin. I think this tier is very balanced now, but the teams that move from tier 5 all the way to tier 3, I don't understand. Like USF was a tier 4. I definitely understand this move once you see the abilities they gave the quarterback. I don't understand why they moved Buffalo and why they moved Boston College. And then the tier fours has pretty much stayed the same. And tier five pretty much stayed the same. The worst teams in the game are down here. There's not really a need to go over these teams. We're doing more of the teams that actually people play with. No one plays with tier fours and fives this year. They're just so bad. It's just so bad. And we'll go over some of the biggest changes on the players and what they got updated. Like, for example, Mendoza went from just having step up, dot, and on time, and they were all just silver and bronze. Now he has platinum and gold. Also with some good abilities of roller coaster, field general, and winning time. This is a big move, a huge move for the Heisman winner. I think it validates him being the best quarterback in the game. However, I still don't feel like it validates them being a tier one, personally. Right? Bane, great abilities on Bane. He was already good all year. I think that they should have gave him quick jump, which they don't. He doesn't have. Just the rest, pocket, disruptor, and workhorse. They could at least give him bronze, quick jump. But now we'll go down the rosters and see which teams just had the biggest movers. Like Tide now finally has good abilities. Before he only had on time, I think, and off platform. So they definitely switched him up, made him get some good abilities now. They also gave Mac abilities, which he didn't have before. Keelan still has the same extender and off platform, still very mid quarterback, right? We'll go down to another mover. So Auburn jumping up from tier 3 to tier 2 is mainly based off the D line. If you watch college football this year, you know their D line went absolutely insane, right? They gave Atkins abilities before he only had knockout. Now he has more pass rushing abilities. So he's going to be a great pass rusher. Paired with Falk, that's two great edge rushers off the edge already. And then you also have Crawford, who has nothing. I thought he was going to have something. I'm sorry about that. Singleton Jr., I know he had takeoff before. They took that away from him now. His abilities are decent. Don't get me wrong. They're still decent. Coleman also had takeoff before, which is now gone. So now he's more of a contested specialist, right? If you throw the ball up, double coverage, Coleman's going to get it. Platinum 50-50, Platinum Press Pro, and 93 speed. You do not want to press this guy. He's easily one of the best wide receivers now in one-on-one coverage. Another mover that I would say is probably Boise State. Their team has been completely revamped, right? Great old lineman right there. Good pass rusher right here. Good cornerback. Great quarterback abilities, especially for a tier 3. This is something you want to see. A step up, a dot, and an on time. A perfect pocket passer. And still decent enough to get out of the pocket with 82 speed, right? The running backs are decent. Three ability running backs. So if one gets tired, you got plenty more. The receivers are very mid, but this is a solid tier 3. This is what you're looking for when you're looking for a tier 3, right? A Boston College, I really don't understand what they did to be in tier 3, personally. I mean, they have decent backups. You know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy. The receivers are all right. The linemen's all right. You got two good old linemen, but when you look at the roster overall, right? You don't see anything that wows you. This team would be a perfect tier 4, not good enough for a tier 3, personally, along with Buffalo, who also has really pretty much nothing. The quarterback is dog ass, dog shit. Okay, sorry for my language, but he is not good. They have a great Mike linebacker. You can put him in the middle, you can put him at edge, you can put him wherever you want on the field. He's a playmaker for you, right? You also got Stewart on the edge, also a good playmaker for you. Decent wide receivers. I mean, armbar and head first running back, nothing crazy, 86 speed. He's more of like a bruiser, right? Somebody you want to in the goal line. Cal now has abilities at their quarterback position with step up, on time, and dot, which is perfect for JKS. He's a perfect pocket passer. So now this team automatically becomes one of the best tier 3, in my opinion, just based off all the abilities they have now, right? Outside of that, Cincinnati also, Sorpsey got some better abilities. He's still pretty mid in my opinion, but we'll see now that he has dot how much better he becomes. Right, another team that jumped up from tier 4 to tier 3. You can see the difference in this team versus Boston College, right? We're just based off these 3 players alone already. Just you got a Sam linebacker out there, good for edge rushing, right? You got gold takedown and silver quick jump. And then you got a great inside D tackle. These players alone with the quarterback is perfect for a tier three. All the way down the team, you have good abilities, right? You got two great old linemen. I definitely understand why this is a tier three, but moving Buffalo, I don't understand, right? Duke is now a tier two, which is very solid, right? Look at the abilities they gave Mensa. Great, great for a quarterback, right? He's gonna get the job done when you need him to. Still no abilities on the running backs though. Nothing really. I'm surprised. I thought they were gonna give Shepard at least shifty or something. But I would say this is a very solid tier two team. Look at the tight end. Look, third on the overall. So, like, when I teach people how to play the game, I'm doing depth chart abilities and everything like that. You also have to make sure you check the subs as well. This guy's third on the roster, but is the best tight end. Got balance 50-50 and silver sure hands and 84 speed. One of the best tight ends on this team. So we're not gonna go through every single team. I'm just going over the biggest movers right now. Like Lagway lost his dot. Now he just has downhill and extender. So that automatically makes him now not a good pocket passer, nor is he rolling out as much anymore because he used to have off platform as well, which helps you roll out of the pocket. So now this has become a very mid tier 2 team. You still have fast receivers, Mizell and Hawkins. Not bad, but they're no longer that crazy Milrow type of team. You know what I'm saying? Now you just you can put a takedown out there and a wrap up, and now Lagway's going straight to the ground. He's no longer being one of the high flyers anymore. They gave Georgia Tech quarterback some abilities now. King, pull down, off platform, mobile, dead eye. So when you get sacked with him, he won't fumble as much anymore, which is great because he's fast, 91 speed. Illinois is now a tier 2, which I'm very surprised about, but also very happy, right? Luke is a great quarterback in this game, a perfect pocket passer, and he still has 85 speed. A pretty good guy. He's got sleight of hand, step up, and resistance all gold. He's also got headstrong, so if you're on the road and need a team to play with, he now has platinum headstrong, which is good at making audibles against the pulse. It's a very solid quarterback. Now, the rest of the team is also very solid. Good lineman, good linebacker out there. He has almost every ability you need in a linebacker. Awesome. Good corners, good DBs, good secondary. The only thing this team lacks is really speed, right? Which is why I see why they're a tier 2. But their speed is nothing, nothing crazy. I definitely don't think they can compete with the other teams. I mean, like I said, Indiana, I understand them being a tier 1. I just don't think that, in my opinion, that they're fast enough to compete with the other tier 1s, but that's just me personally. I would think they would be a perfect tier 2, but I understand when you look at their overalls, look how high everybody is. Look at the abilities everyone has, right? They're going to still hang with the top guys. So I think this team can still get the job done. I just think they should have been a tier 2 personally. But it's still a great team nonetheless. If you guys have any specific teams that you want me to go over, maybe in a later video, just drop those down below in the comments. This is my first video really going over things like this. So I'm sorry if I mess up or I'm stuttering or anything like that. I didn't think anything through. I'm just out here just winging it, free balling, right? But I mean, nothing too crazy other than the ones I've already went over. Every single team has had a player that has moved some type of ability, right? A lot of them are still very mid. Like NC State is still very mid. At least now he has mobile deadeye and off platform, whereas before he just had off platform. QBs can now make a little bit better throws. I mean, North Carolina is still straight ass. Still straight ass. They have 3 good DBs now. At least they have something. They used to have nothing before. But they're still straight ass. They finally gave Drew abilities, great abilities. North Texas is still a tier 4. So if you need a solid tier 4 team to play with, you need to make the playoffs, this would be the team for you. They're very good for a tier 4. I would put them over Boston College in tier 3 personally, just off the quarterback alone. I don't really understand why, like I said, once again, they will put Boston College or Buffalo inside that tier 3. 2 teams that no one will ever play with but me, probably. Julian has better abilities now. Gold dot, resistance, on time, step up. Great abilities for him too. The running backs are still very mid on this team. I didn't even know who this was. He's pretty solid though. 360 on gold, sidestep, and shifty. So he's probably the best back to use on this team. You know, Jeremiah's still insane, gonna be insane. He also has gold headstrong, which is good. Like I said, on the road. So this is a good team to use on the road. Oklahoma's now a tier 2, I believe. Still, probably easily one of the best tier 2s now. Even though they took away Mateer's pretty much all his passing abilities, I still think this is one of the best tier 2 teams to use. Right? They almost every running back has some type of ability except for Javante Barnes. Good receivers, very solid, good speed. They gave Santega platinum shifty and gold takeoff, and no, silver takeoff, excuse me. So this has become one of the best tier 2s, in my opinion. Their D line's already insane. It's even more insane now. So yeah, I would just say in your free time, just go through the rosters, get to see what teams changed. Like Trinidad has abilities now where he had none before. I still feel like they lowballed Lacey. He could have had something better than all these bronze abilities. They could have gave him some type of silver or gold. One of the best running backs this year. I just feel like they kind of just did him slime. Perkins is still one of the best linebackers in the game. So yeah, I mean, like I said, this wasn't meant to be something long, something crazy. Just a lot of teams moved, a lot of rosters changed. Yeah, like I said, if you have any teams you want me to go over, just drop them below, and I'll drop a video on them if you want. But I know if you're not a fan and haven't been watching me, all my socials are right here at the top of the video right there. If you want to come check me out, I'm usually live every day using tier 3s and below, but this year I'm just using all the teams, right? You see I'm ranked number 8 in the world, 88% win rate with using all the teams. We're just having fun, man. I'm so happy that this update came. Hopefully they drop a actual gameplay update, as this was just a roster and reclassifying tier update. So I'll keep you guys, we'll stay tuned on that. I'll keep you guys updated. If I do hear anything, I'll probably drop a video on that too as well. Let me know below also if you guys like these type of videos. I can start making more of these. But yeah, like I said, this is my first one, so I'm a bit nervous. But thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a great night and take it easy. Peace.